Hello, I am the Dark Master, and welcome back to the history of Mississippi. In this episode, we'll overview the Pliocene, the more recent. This is where I want to bring the quote-unquote controversy up. See, according to relativists like H.W. Fowler, the names of the epochs in the Cenozoic are a regrettable barbarism. Now, I do think the name is kind of weird, I'll admit, but I think the names are easy to remember. You know, Eocene, Paleocene, Oligocene, Miocene, Pliocene, Pleistocene, and Holocene. Besides, it's not as if Latin is a living language that people readily speak in. The name actually makes sense, as the continents were more in line with modern-day continents. North and South America had finally collided and witnessed one of the most impactful biotic interchanges in the New World, as well as other changes we'll go over later. The extinctions from South America are well documented, but North America also faced strange extinctions. Among hoofed mammals, several groups adapted to grasslands strangely went extinct or declined. The rhinos, oreodonts, protocerids, chalicotheres, and three-toed horses became extinct, while true horses, deer, and camels declined in biodiversity and population. Predators that hunted these animals also went extinct. Borophogine dogs, Borophofelids, and the bear Agriotherium went extinct. However, these losses also allowed other mammals to diversify. Inhabiting Mississippi during the Pliocene was a cast of characters both seemingly modern and with quite a few oddballs thrown in. Opossums made their way north from South America, as did the modern-day nine-banded armadillo, both of which can still be found in the state. However, they were not alone in their group, the Xenotherians. This group from South America was one of the few South American groups to actually thrive and move to North America. These included pampatheres, glyptodonts, and ground sloths. Anteaters strangely did not make the move north, even though there was quite a few niches available to them. This might be because anteaters took the same niches as armadillos did, and it just wasn't compatible. The first ground sloth to make it was the relatively small Titanoides. It island hopped from the Caribbean to Florida instead of crossing the land bridge, the Panama area. It was soon followed by other ground sloths, however. One of these is Megatherium from the early Pliocene. It was a massive herbivore that used its claws to pull down branches to eat the succulent leaves. It was one of the largest mammals, up to 20 feet tall. Smaller and more well known for Mississippi is Megalonyx. This genus was less erect than the other sloths, sadly. True armadillos also had some of their own strange relatives in the Pliocene, though more would come along during the Pleistocene. One of these creatures was Pachyarmatherium. All of these southern immigrants joined an already diverse, though slightly depleted, native ecosystem. Among these were the surviving horses like Dinohippus, which is the first horse to have a stay apparatus. It allows them to stand up for long periods of time, like modern-day horses do. It was the last direct ancestor of Equus, the true horse genus. Among the proboscideans, the gomphotheres and mastodons continued to be successful in North America, but beginning 5 million years ago, the gomphotheres were beginning to be replaced by modern elephants. But in the Miocene, they were still in Mississippi. Examples included Cuvier Gnaeus. This genus was weird, with spiral-shaped tusks that jutted outwards. This genre would gradually migrate along with the last of the Gomphotheres into South America. The mastodons remained within North America, however, with the American mastodon thriving. Zeuglodon among other herbivores. The genus Mitoceus of pecuaries first evolved in North America. Carnivores continued to evolve larger and faster forms, especially once they arrived in South America. The short-faced bear, Plionarctus, spread south. Among dogs, two species endemic to the continent were successful, Canis edwardi and Canis leophagus. Among cats, Macreodonts were still successful, with genera such as Dinofelis filling niches similar to the jaguars, and would have jumped down or chased down prey, which would have included small herbivores. And outside of North America, our ancestors, unfortunately. Overall, while the Pliocene deposits are very well known in Mississippi, they depict an ecosystem that would have not been much different than today. Modern-day bears, raccoons, opossums, and armadillos evolved towards the end of this period. Species such as Canis edwardi closely resembled modern dogs, if not the same species. Deer would rebound towards the end of this period into the Pleistocene. As a whole, we don't have as many records, though, compared to the Miocene and the Pleistocene. So this is probably due to their relative similarity to modern forms as opposed to any sort of preservation bias. The oceans were essentially modern, though there were still a few extinct whale genera around, such as Semisterius and Scaphologia, and the leviathans such as Megalodon and Leviathan still hunted them, persisted until the end of the period before going extinct, possibly due to the Ice Age. Back on land, among the non-mammalian groups, terror birds survived until the end of the period, even spreading to Florida before going extinct, most likely due to competition from placental predatory mammals. Back across the pond, the amphibian order Aleocaudata went extinct in this period due to global cooling, proving once again Europe is doomed. The Pliocene ended with the start of the Pleistocene glaciation. This was caused by several factors, but we'll discuss that in the next episode of The History of Mississippi. Remember, winter is coming.